right, y'all, we're going to New York City, aka Lucy Land. I'm just playing Lucy. This ain't about you. I'm just being facetious right now. And out there is a very beautiful woman. Of course, there are many beautiful women. New York in itself, New York City, Manhattan, Bronx, the boroughs, Bed-Stuy, that whole general area, Harlem, all have different women of different ethnicities that are beautiful. New York in itself is its own little self-contained country, in my opinion, its own business epicenter and financial epicenter. There's an influencer out there that put on a challenge online that for a week she was going to find dates, men who would date her, and then she was going to film the whole thing. Well, I think she lined up a few dates, but one of them in particular is the one who took her down. So her plan was she was going to take him on a date and film it and then take some after the fact, but they weren't going to know to after the dates to some of her influencer events. Yeah, this is a TikToker. Let this sink in. She meets up at a place where the one guy was going to go, and evidently found out that he didn't just assume she was on Instagram. He found her on TikTok and found out about this so-called guy challenge. And it took him 2 hours after standing her up on the date to say, hey, I'm private. I just don't want my business out there. Which should be reasonable, right? I mean, not everybody that's young, even some Gen Z and some millennials and some people of all the generations don't want anything to do with putting their whole life on display for people to judge their dates, as this person was trying to do. That's in New York City. Instead of accepting this man's position, I'm going to paraphrase what she said. If he was truly a strong man, he would be able to handle me being in public, or something to that effect. I'll let you all read the article. So you wanted to trick men into a dating challenge. You put it out there, but then you sit there and say secretly, I'm going to take them to my influencer events, meaning you wanted to parade them around like a trophy. Then you proceed to get mad when this guy finds out, and then subsequent men find out, and it spirals out of control. And then you have a nerve to shame the man because he wants privacy. Y'all saw the quotes in the beginning, how they were like, don't let no man dim your light. I'm going to say two things about this that's going to make women mad, okay? Number one, these women that want to gas you up of all different races, while they're sitting here telling you to be elevated and stuff. Number one, you got to consider that they themselves can't get a man, or they already got a man at home, so it's easy for them to talk that trash to you. And by a man, I mean one that's a beta that she can boss around and do what she want with. Because truly happy women don't sit and tell you stuff like this. You can't deceive somebody going on a date like, oh, I'm going to go on a date, and then want to take them to influencer events on a date. No normal person does this, okay? There's a concept called a man might actually want to get to know you for you. He was going to meet you in public for a reason. It's nightmarish to have these women tape dates, and then that man is online forever, and no matter what he does, he's looked at as a jerk. Y'all do it all the time when these men go on dates with you. Okay? You'll sit there, tape them when they don't let you have the right amount of appetizers, don't let you have unlimited drinks, when they take you to a fast food restaurant instead of where you want it to go. You want to act up. Then you go back to what these women played on this snippet called Girls Code. You don't need him. He ain't strong enough for you. He should be able to handle a career woman. How is putting your relationship business out on display for the world career? Just help me to understand that. Okay? Because I'm missing that. Maybe it's just something I missed. Just help me to understand why you think that's okay. Again, when these women put you up like this, they put you up like this because either they got somebody at home they're already bossing around, or they can't get anyone either. Misery loves company. The second thing, let me say that this young lady, I didn't put her pictures here. I used stock images for my Vecteezy license, whether artificial intelligence or not. And she's a very pretty young woman. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on. Let me tell you something. Beauty is something that can get you in the door. But once you show who you really are and tell who you really are, people are turned off. You will never be pretty enough for somebody to put up with this mess. I don't care who this offends. I really don't. As I said, I'm an advocate that people should not lose their TikTok due to all this government oversight, because really they're only going after TikTok because it wasn't founded by someone American. But that's not what this rant's about. See, somebody gassed y'all up at some point, and you get on these apps and stuff and assume, oh, I'm so pretty, they'll put up with my crap. Wrong answer. And he just showed you that he wouldn't. And after that, the other men found out about you and didn't even give you a chance. A person doesn't want to be made a social media challenge. They want an intimate, real connection. Your looks, while you are a very pretty young lady, doesn't make up for the fact that you ain't pretty enough to put up with this. And for you to get online and complain, guess what? Because you call yourself an influencer, this is out there now. So guess how this is going to make you look? And I think she's 24 or 25. 5 to 10 years from now, you're going to thoroughly regret this. Because girl code, as I said, in the first instance ain't going to help you. The second instance, you hurt yourself. Most people don't get that beautiful as they get older naturally, and this is just a fact, and I don't care what race you are. Most people don't get beautiful as they get older. They lose things. And if your substance is this right now, and that person was probably looking for a future, you've already, by process of elimination, eliminated yourself. Again, you may be pretty and to some men beautiful, but you'll never be pretty or beautiful enough to put up with this. High profile men get divorces from beautiful women all the time. There's a reason for that. Because once you open your mouth or once you do something like this, you're going to run people off. Quit treating people like a trophy on your arm that you can have cameras follow you. Look who I could get. Look at me. It looks sad and it looks desperate. Y'all got to knock this off. Because then you'll come back 5 years later with 1 or 2 pet cats and miserable and talking about how men still can't handle you and bitter when you did this to yourself. Why y'all do this old dumb stuff? Y'all got to be careful getting on this line, because this stuff is forever. It's on the internet. It's one thing if people put up private stuff about you. It's another thing when you're doing this to yourself. Do better. Serious.